Now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. I appreciate you tuning in to the first interactive sports podcast, a community that makes sure your voice is heard. So if you hear something you agree with, you disagree with, you like, you dislike, go ahead, shoot me a call, 219-413-9405. Now look, man, y'all gotta bear with me today, bro. As you can tell, I'm a little bit under the weather. I don't know what's been going on, but lately I've been having an immune system of like a 12-year-old, bro. It's been awful. I don't know what's been going on. I tried the nasal thing, the sinus relief thing, where you pretty much flush it out, whatever. It's kind of gross, actually. I'm not gonna get too much into detail for it because it's actually pretty gross. But I've been trying that. I'm gonna go back and try it again later on today. Actually, probably as soon as I finish this. But obviously, we all know it's March Madness going on. A lot of different things happening in March Madness. The March is madnessing, as they say, or whatever the case is. But I'm a firm believer at this time around, bro. I'm riding with every underdog there is in the tournament. Every matchup, I'm going with the underdog to win. I've seen a couple underdogs already get a few wins. I know the first one was Oakland in Kentucky. That was probably the biggest upset that we've witnessed. And that was a crazy game because Josh Gokey, he turned into Josh Steph Curry. He did his thing. He balled out. I was happy to watch that from Oakland actually pull off a win there. Right now, the current good game that's happening is Northwestern and Florida Atlantic. This is a great game that's going on. It just got sent to overtime. I had it playing actually right before I started recording, and then it went to overtime. Bro tried to pull up a three for the game when he had one last possession. It was weird. He was so laxed about it, and he had no sense of urgency for this last shot that could have been a game winner, but I don't know, whatever. But anyway, look, that's a side note. As you know, obviously, March Madness is crazy. We'll be talking about that all throughout the weekend, all of that stuff. But anyway, look, man, I'm here for something else. I got to tell y'all, kind of going to the NBA, bro, like rearranging and sliding away from some things in the NCAA tournament, which we'll touch on in a second. I finally figured it out in the NBA, bro. Look, now, there's been that ongoing conversation apparently on social media, in the media, the news media, the sports media, talking about, well, the NBA, we don't know who the face of the league is going to be anytime soon. Like, who will be the face of the league in the NBA? And I came to a new realization that the face of the league is going to be Anthony Edwards. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I'll explain it in just a second. But first things first, I want to say two things the face of the NBA will never, ever be. And I'm not saying Anthony Edwards will be the face of the league right now, but hear me out. Two things the face of the league in the NBA will never be. One, that person will never, ever be a loser. They are not going to make a loser, someone who continues to lose time after time in a playoff, who lose these important games, the face of the NBA. It's just not going to happen. It's a combination that will never, ever mix. Another thing, this sounds wild, but you got to hear me out. They're not going to make a foreign guy the face of the NBA. It's just not going to happen. This is an American league. This is not the Euro League. And I feel like the NBA is going to want someone that people can relate to in terms of their core fans. And in their core fans, they are predominantly American. In terms of when the NBA first came along, when it first started gaining popularity, when it first became what it is today and started showing glimpses of what it is today, Magic, Bird, you go all the way to Kareem, Wilt, that's just what it is. That's a harsh truth, and I don't think the NBA would ever say that. Nobody in media would ever say that, but that's damn sure why I'm saying it, because it is the truth, and I'm not afraid about it. It is what it is. So no matter how many MVPs Jokic win, no matter how many championships Luka Doncic win, it will more so be praised as a team rather than this one player who's the best in the NBA and who is the entire NBA, the face of the league. So anyway, bringing my focus back to Anthony Edwards being the face in the next up in the league, the best of the best. The reason why I say this is because I was watching a game the other day and I watched him dunk on John Collins with the Utah Jazz. Now, this is crazy. You might have seen a dunk. If you haven't, go look on our Instagram, go find it, go search it up. But I've never seen somebody get dunked on so bad in my lifetime, bro. It reminded me of a 2008 Vince Carter or something, the way I seen this happen. I mean, he dunked on my man so bad, John Collins had to get sent through concussion protocol. I've never witnessed nobody get sent through concussion protocol after being dunked on. And this is no exaggeration. I mean, you can look it up. You can go back. You can watch the tape. You can watch it. You can go look at the reports, all of that. They had to put him through concussion protocol. And it wasn't that just the dunk where I'm like, okay, you know what? He's the face of the league now. It was more so he's already been on a tear all through the season, been killing it, been showing his behind all season, playing great. And then when I seen him do this dunk, bro, it was just something about it where I'm like, all right, Anthony Edwards, he's got that it factor. He's got the it factor. And most of the time people talk about the it factor, they just mean skill. Oh, he has it, you know, they can't really explain it. So I'm going to try my best to explain what I mean by that it factor. And it wasn't the dunk, but to me, he already has the skill set. Obviously, he's got the athleticism to help him make these incredible, breathtaking type of plays. But that it factor to me is that combination of being able to make those plays. And most importantly, he's got the personality. He's got the personality to help him out in terms of being marketable and being able to be liked by fans. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter how much you win or lose. If the fans don't like you, they're not going to make you the face of the league. You're not going to be in commercials. You're not going to be seen on television all the time. So no matter what, you know, you got to be liked as it is. And Anthony Edwards just being uniquely himself, not trying to be Kobe, not trying to be LeBron, not trying to be KD, not trying to be Jordan, uniquely himself. This is what's separating him apart from all the other guys like Jason Tatum, who's a great athlete in the league, who set him apart from somebody like Giannis, who's also a tremendous athlete with physical dominant traits. Like, these things are setting him apart, and I'd love to see it from Anthony Edwards, man. He's staying out of trouble. He's doing his thing there. He's acting in movies with Adam Sandler. He's doing all that, and he got a lot of confidence in himself as a young guy. So, you know, to me, I love what I'm seeing. And man, I think it's a lot to come. The only part that he has to fix and he'll eventually get to is the part of winning championships. That part will come in due time, but you got to win championships and you got to win in the playoffs, because the more you go on, the more attention you're going to receive from media because you're winning time after time after time. So, you know, I definitely say Anthony Edwards next up in the NBA in terms of winning. Now, look, man, hang with us because we got a little bit more as well. Now, it was interesting here. This was an interesting discussion. And I'll say this. You know, I listen to a lot of different artists, and I keep up with some artists, not too many, but I see different things that go on in media. Like, for example, today, we know that J. Cole and Drake got dissed by Kendrick Lamar, which is crazy. I'm gonna keep up on all of this in just a second. I'm gonna watch, but I'm gonna tell you why I bring this up, because I also see these things of when these athletes go out and they hoop against each other. Meaning like these celebrity all-star games in the Big Three and Ice Cube's league, when they play against each other, when they're playing pickup ball, and I see Drake shooting these trash quarter threes that he throwing up. I see all of this stuff as well, and it's entertaining. But you know, the question came along is like, can you put together a starting five using all these different rappers and singers that's popular today? So I'm like, all right, bet I can do that. So I want the challenge for you to be, can you put together a starting five that's better than my starting five full of rappers and artists? Now, look, here's my starting five. I got an elite combination, bro. I'm going to tell you right now. First off, I'm going to go Chris Brown, because I've seen this man hoop multiple times. I've seen the clips of him cooking up. I've seen the clips of him shooting, getting to the cup. He's very athletic, as you can tell, because the guy's a dancer, bro. We've seen the kind of moves he has. He got hella footwork, so he's definitely going to be on the squad. That's going to be one of my scores right there. Then second, I'm going to go to Game. The game played some college ball for a little bit. He dibbled and dabbled in the game of basketball, always played street ball, and then had the opportunity to play Division I, but decided he was going to go back to doing whatever he was doing because it was bringing in more money. But also, he going to give me some height, 6'4". Yeah, broken hoop, got a little jumper on him. Like, I take it. And now, I struggle too because there was a couple of different people. And if I'm choosing current, like, it's hard to decide who else. But right now, I got Chris Brown. I got the game. Next up, I'm going to go 2 Chainz. Got to go 2 Chainz, bro, because that's another height factor. I don't even need 2 Chainz to score. I don't need him to do anything crazy. I just need him to grab a couple boards and throw it to the wings, let them get down the court, let them do what they got to do. After that, after 2 Chainz there, this going to surprise you because I needed 2 Chainz to feed the ball to my shooter, to my corner shooter, my knockdown shooter, my Austin Reeves on the team. Give me Justin Bieber there, bro. Justin Bieber going to be the one to make sure this team stays a team. Ain't gonna be no egos in the room in terms of playing against everybody else because he gonna catch and shoot, knock it down, and he gonna pass the ball because he ain't gonna be the one that's trying to score every little bucket. Like, so we gonna need him on the team to keep everybody level-headed and to make sure we can actually get a win. So that's that. He gonna play the perfect position for that. Whether he gotta play the 1 or 2, it don't matter. Even if he just sit in the corner, catch and shoot, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's gonna help us out. And then my last one, man, my 5th. I'm going Quavo, bro, because I done seen Quavo hoop a couple times with a big 3, and he got some game to him, bro. He got a little shot on him. He nice little lefty, got some moves, can dribble a little bit. So between him, Chris Brown, and the game, them gonna be my main scorers on the team right there. And one of the guys I wanted to put on my team, but I just couldn't do it because I know he ain't gonna play no damn defense. Gilly the Kid, bro. Gilly the Kid can hoop, man. Hey, he can hoop, man. Gilly can hoop. So I would love to have Gilly on the team as a 6-man coming off the bench, giving some Lou Will vibes, giving Jamal Crawford vibes, just coming off the bench, hooping, putting the ball in a hoop, helping my team. But he had to get eliminated for this because I know he ain't gonna play no damn defense at all. Now, a couple other people who was favorites, but I did not mention it. These guys probably wouldn't even see the bench if I had to put together a full roster. But yeah, don't come at me talking about Drake. Drake can't hoop, bro. We see these. Nah, Drake can't hoop. Drake can't hoop. I can tell he can't hoop from the way his jump shot's set up. It stinks. Meek Mill can't hoop. I don't want him on my squad either. He garbage. And then most of all, bro, some of y'all favorite out here, Lil Baby, absolutely trash. Absolute garbage, bro. I've seen this man in the Big 3 celebrity game, bro. It's terrible. And we not doing that. I'm not bringing him on the team. I can't do it. Can't find myself to do that. But look, other than that, man, look, if you got a starting 5 that's better than mine, put together a starting 5 that's better than my all-time rappers starting 5 and singers starting 5. And then I want to hear who you got, bro, because I'm curious about this. I be seeing all this different stuff on Twitter, but I'm kind of curious about it. So shoot me a call, 219-413-9405. And of course, we're going to play a take back on our next episode. But we got some sports news coming up in just a second. Obviously, this news too with Shohei Ohtani, bro, we got to talk about that too, because apparently Bro got a little bit of a gambling problem. So baseball star with a gambling problem. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But anyway, look, we'll take a quick break. It's halftime. We'll be right back. All right, let's jump into it, man. News for the run. Starting off with the NCAA tournament. College basketball is going on right now. So Grambling State won its first ever NCAA tournament game in their first ever tournament appearance. Now, over the next 7 years, it's said that the SWAC conference as a whole, which is made up of mostly HBCU schools, will receive a payout of an estimated $2 million for the win over Montana State. Now, also too, Omaha Productions has spent the last year filming a 4-episode docuseries on 3 women in college basketball right now. Caitlin Clark from Iowa, Camila Cordoso in South Carolina, and Kiki Rice at UCLA. Now, a couple of scores going on. Now, I mentioned the Northwestern game going on at the beginning of the episode. Looks like Northwestern officially completed the upset. It's underdog season. As I said, I'm going with every underdog in every single game. No matter what, no matter how far they make it, I'm going with the underdogs. But Northwestern, they sent the game to overtime, and it looks like they're about to really win right now. It's 5 seconds left and score 77-65 over FAU. So this was a great game, and I'm happy for it. But we got a lot more games to cover. Obviously, it's going to get going. You got Yale and Auburn playing, Colorado and Florida, Grambling and Purdue, James Madison versus Wisconsin. It's a couple of different games going on, but March Madness continues, and I'm rolling with the underdog no matter what. However, going to the MLB, we got some exciting news here because Shohei Ohtani, he's been linked to a sports bookie scandal in California. Now, anybody who knows about sports betting knows that that is illegal in the state of California. It is not legal to bet on any type of sports in California just yet, but we've all heard about the Dodgers baseball star Ohtani because he got paid this huge breaking contract number this past offseason to sign with the Los Angeles Dodgers. But this is still related to money, and apparently Ohtani had $4.5 million in wire transfers to a California sports bookmaker. Now, originally, it was said that Ohtani and his team, the baseball star, he wired the money to cover his translator's gambling debt. Now, his translator, who's also a longtime friend, claimed he struggled with the gambling problem for years without telling anybody. And then he finally came to Ohtani, and Ohtani was the one who decided he would pay off the debt. However, just a little bit after this story was confirmed and all of that and agreed upon, his team called the reporter again from ESPN, Tisha Thompson, and he explained that, so Ohtani's team, we didn't decide to pay this money. Instead, the case went from, he went to pay his friend's debt, who's his translator, to now there's a massive theft problem going on from an outsider rather than someone just having to pay back a debt. Now, this is crazy because it was very messy and it's all over the place. One story was one thing, and then all of a sudden it changed to another. This was kind of crazy in that aspect, and a lot of people have been questioning different things about it. Okay, well, is he lying? Is he telling the truth? Which story was confirmed? Both stories was confirmed at one point by the ESPN reporter Tisha Thompson because she was the one that was really, really investigating it. The thing for me, when I'm hearing this, I look at it like it's a bold-faced lie. Nobody is going to tell you one thing, confirm it on the phone, and go into full detail of, this guy has a gambling problem. This is what happened. This is the only reason it happened. All of that, such. And then just a little bit later, you're going to completely switched the story. It's not like they said, it was his gambling problem instead of the translators. They said, no. It wasn't a gambling problem at all. This was theft. To me, when I hear a complete 180 like that, a complete 360 like that, nah, man, somebody up in there lying, and I don't think Ohtani's gonna go down for it, but the Dodgers did fire his translator, so they're gonna bring in somebody else to take his position. But I think it's crazy the fact that the story changed so many times, and it's very messy. But I look at this as a whole of sports has been corrupt. We know sports is corrupt as it is already, so why not legalize the sports betting in California? Usually they're quick to legalize everything else. It was marijuana. It was this. It was electric cars. It was all kind of, they're usually the trendsetter when we're talking about breaking barriers in terms of things that should be allowed and shouldn't be allowed. So let's do that first. Legalize sports betting. And then, if referees go get paid off or not, I think we should legalize that too. Let it be known. If you're going to be corrupt, at least let it be known. That way we don't have to speculate anymore. Because half the fans already know that the game is rigged, especially when you talk about basketball, when you talk about football and MLB, hockey. We already know watching the game because it's evident sometimes. It's so clear that this game is one-sided or going one particular way. And I don't think it's as bad as people, make it seem or envision it to seem, because when I look at it, I'm like, this might be good. You give referees an option to accept money before the game and to possibly sway a team toward victory. I think this could be a good thing because I vision it like this. I say, look, picture it like this, bro. Think about how cool it would be to watch and know a game was bet on. So, for example, you look at Dodgers Yankees. This is a huge rivalry. They're playing an important game. And before the game comes out, you hear that somebody put $300 or not $300,000 down for one of these teams to win. So you're like, okay, this is interesting. This game is going to be rigged. So you watch this game, all the crew guys get a piece of it. Obviously, the main umpire is taking a piece of it, but it continues to go on where we're watching it and we don't see anything sliding in nobody's favor. But yet, at the end of the game, you see the Dodgers win, and it comes out that all the money, the $300,000, was on the Yankees to win this ball game. Do you know how crazy that would be? It would make it pretty damn interesting to know that the Yankees were supposed to win this game. They took money to help the Yankees win this game, but yet they still lost. I don't know about you. I would love to watch that, but I mean, maybe the referees don't have to be involved, but they can choose whether they'll accept money or not. And it's just the thing. I feel like this would change the aspect of sports the same way sports betting has changed the aspect of sports in which we see it now. Like, people concerned about the viewership factor? Nah, no problem. You still got to watch these guys compete no matter if you know the outcome, because you can't completely chill out. Even if you know there's an upper hand on your team, you still got to go out there and play. You still got to go make shots. You still got to hit the ball. You still got to throw the ball accurately. You still got to capitalize on the help that you're about to receive. And if you don't, that's a loss for whoever put that bread down. So it's like, I don't know. I think it's pretty interesting. I would love to see it. I mean, but it's just, a random thought here. But long story short, man, this game is foul. Ohtani, what he's doing, I'm sure he's over there gambling, doing his thing. They found multiple transfers on his account. There was I think a total of 9 transfers of 500,000 and more than that and less. It was crazy. So this has been going on for some time, and man, yeah, bro, guilty. I put it that way. But look, man, I believe y'all on this note here, man, because, bruh, I'm struggling, man. I had to take a break 2 or 3 times, clear my nose, clear all my sinuses, bro. This is crazy. I'm struggling, but I'll put it this way, man. In the case of me having to take breaks and relax and blow my nose and cough up, whatever, I'll say this: rest if you must, but don't you quit, bro. So whatever you're trying to get to, take a rest if you need to. If your body's not up for it, if your mind is not up to it just for the moment, take a rest if you need to, but don't quit. I feel like a large misconception that we have is that everybody's on that, the no sleep type of time. Everybody's on the, you grind, you don't sleep at all because I'm too busy grinding. Sleep is the cousin of death, whatever. All of that stuff, that stuff sounds cool. It really does, especially when you're like, yeah, I'm working hard, but you got to be able to recover. You got to be able to recover and reset to whatever you're doing to make sure you still enjoy it, to make sure you still like it. So, that would be what my advice. I don't really want to say advice, but that would be my last saying in terms of what I'm gonna leave y'all with. So take that, whatever I was, mentioning in terms of, how that applies to your life and whatever aspect that pertains to whatever you might be doing. Go ahead, accept that, and that's all I'm gonna say, man. I ain't got nothing else to say after that. But other than that, bro, as you can tell, I messed up. It's time for me to go take care of myself. I am jacked up over here, all with my nose, my sinuses. Yeah, I got to get it together. But anyway, look, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Send this to a cousin, a brother, and aunt, a niece, a nephew. Other than that, man, that's all I got for y'all, and I appreciate you tuning in. We will be back later on next week, and so on and so on and so on.